Yo, what's up? It's Hassan, Spotlight on Women's Hoops. Yo, I'm not gonna be on long today. All right, it's gonna be fast. I'm gonna cover what happened in Unrivaled semifinals last night. I'm gonna give a shout out to all of the conference champions before they start their respective tournaments, even though some tournaments started today. Um, so let's go ahead and get that out the way. All right, first, I want to congratulate out of the American East Conference, the Vermont Catamounts. They handled business and they won their respective regular season conference title. Out of the American Conference, shout out to the Rice Owls. All right, shout out to the Rice Owls. Out of the Atlantic Sun, Eastern Kentucky Colonels. Okay, congratulations. Out of the Atlantic 10, it's a tie out of Rhode Island Rams and the George Mason Patriots. Now, coming into the season, I picked the Spiders to win the conference again. They fell short one game back in the regular season standings, but you're gonna have to watch them Richmond Spiders. They're going in this tournament with a chip on their shoulder. So Rhode Island and George Mason, yo, y'all better be on upset alert because Richmond coming. All right, out the ACC, Carol Lawson and the Duke Blue Devils. Look, I feel like I was the only one riding with Duke. Well, I'm not gonna say I was the only one that was riding with Duke in non-conference play. Yo, I knew Carol Lawson was gonna get it together. She strategically put together a difficult non-conference schedule for times like this. I said it a few times, all right, that Duke gonna be all right. Duke gonna be at the meeting. Duke is gonna be top three in the conference and proof positive. All right. Even though they didn't get the dub against North Carolina, hey, that's cool. They split it. Yo, we already know how that rivalry go, men and women. All right. So, but again, congratulations to Carol Lawson and the Duke Blue Devils. All right. Big 12, TCU came through. All right. TCU was able to secure it. They took care of Baylor on Sunday. Um, now I will say this. When it comes in that Big 12 tournament, my pick is West Virginia. I think West Virginia has a big chip on their shoulder, and they're gonna be hungry, and they coming for blood. West Virginia is coming for blood. Now, the key to West Virginia's success, the homie Kiera Wheeler, she got to bring it, you know what I'm saying, in the scoring column you know what I'm saying, every night. Okay. So my pick out the Big 12, people may think I'm crazy, but I was high on West Virginia coming into the season, and I'm still high on West Virginia going into this Big 12 tournament. All right, the Big East, we already know UConn. I only have to say no more. All right, out of the Big Sky Conference, congratulations to the Idaho Vandals for winning the regular season title in the Big Sky Conference. Out of the Big South, High Point, again, the High Point Panthers, again, regular season champs out the Big South. Out the Big Ten, no contest. The UCLA Bruins, they took care of business in the Battle of LA Part 2, taking care of USC. Shout out to UCLA. The Big West Conference is still going down. Out of the Big West Conference, UC Irvine, UC San Diego, and UC Davis um, are battling it out. Now, UC Irvine has two big games this week to end the season. They gotta take care. Well, they got games against California Poly on the 5th and on the 7th, University of Carolina Davis. All right, on the 7th. UC San Diego has Cal State Fullerton on the 5th, and Santa Barbara on the 7th. And again, UC Davis, which is one game back in the standings. Okay, they got Long Beach State on the 5th and UC Irvine on the 7th. Okay, now at the Coastal Athletic Conference, shout out to the Charleston Cougars. All right, Charleston Cougars, regular season champs out the Coastal Athletic Association. All right, Conference USA, La Tech. All right, historical program. Kilmucky went there, got a chip with them. Shout out to the Lady Texters in Conference USA. Out of the Horizon Conference, we got to give a shout out to the Green Bay Phoenix for securing the regular season title. All right, at the Ivy League, it's still going on. It's coming down to Columbia, the Columbia Lions, and number 25 Princeton Tigers. Um, I was high on Princeton coming into this season, and I don't see why Princeton is not going to seal the deal, take care of business, and do what they normally do, and go into the tournament and do big things. Um, out of the Metro Athletic, excuse me, out of the Metro Atlantic Athletic Conference. Um, again, again this year, the Fairfield Stags, okay, took care of business. It came down to them and Quinnipiac. Um, but again, Fairfield held it together. I think they won the last three regular season titles. So they're building something over there at Fairfield. Out of the Mid-American Conference, Miami of Ohio. All right, congratulations to Miami of Ohio. All right, out of the MEAC, okay, still going. All right, it's going to come down to Howard and Norfolk State on the 5th. Norfolk State is one game back, and Norfolk State was my pick out of the MEAC um, coming to the season. So we're gonna see what happens on the 5th. We'll see if Norfolk State can seal the deal, take care of business, and take care of Howard. All right, out of the Missouri Valley Conference, the Murray State Racers. Congratulations to Murray State. All right, out of the Mountain West, the San Diego State Aztecs. Okay, out of the Northeast Conference, we got Fairleigh Dickinson again, win their own regular season title. Okay, out of the Ohio Valley Conference, the Western Illinois Leathernecks took care of business. They defeated the Lindenwood Lions, to go ahead and take care of the regular season championship in the whole Ohio Valley Conference. But again, Lindenwood is going to be hungry. So Western Illinois, if you want to make the big dance, you're going to have to go ahead and rinse and repeat and take care of Lindenwood. Well, you got to take care of everybody that's coming your way in the tournament. But again, Lindenwood is going to be hungry. All right. Out of the Patriot League, the Navy midshipmen. All right. Shout out to those service members. Even though they're in the Naval Academy, I still look at them as service members. Shout out to them winning the Patriot League conference title. All right. Out of the SEC, what can we say? Don Staley strikes again. South Carolina secured the regular season title in the SEC. All right, out of the Southern, okay, that one is still going on. Okay, it's coming down to the Chattanooga Mocs, the East Tennessee State Bucks, and the Wolford Terriers. So this week is going to be a big week in this conference right here. It's going to come down to probably tiebreakers. All right, now let's go to the Southland Conference, the McNeese Cowgirls. Congratulations. All right, out of the SWAC. Even though the SWAC regular season is still going on, we got to give a shout out and congratulate the Alabama A&M Bulldogs for securing the regular season title out the SWAC. All right, out of the Summit League, we got the North Dakota State Bison. Okay, congratulations to North Dakota State Lady Bisons. Out of the Sun Belt Conference, Georgia Southern Eagles. All right, now since I'm talking about the Sun Belt, I got to give a shout out to them Lady Jaguars of South Alabama. Right now, they hot. Right now, they hot. They hot. All right, but I'm gonna come back to that. I'm gonna come back to that. All right. Um, the West Coast Conference. Got to give it up to the Loyola Marymount Lions. Okay, Loyola Marymount Lions. Congratulations to you ladies there. And in the Western Athletic Conference, the California Baptist Lancers. Congratulations to you all. And congratulations again to all of these respective teams that have secured the regular season titles. And good luck as you go into your respective conference tournament. All right. And everybody who still got to play and it's still some decisions to be made. Good luck. Play hard. Leave it all on the court because I don't want you to go into the locker room saying what I could have did or what I didn't do. Leave it all on the court because a lot is at stake. Because a lot of your conferences, you only get one bid. All right. So you got to go out, show up, and show out. Okay. I'm going to be watching. All right. All right. Now, let me get to what happened in Unrivaled last night. Look, I said this time and time again. If you love basketball, if you love women's basketball, it shouldn't matter if it's 3-on-3 half court, 3-on-3 full court, 5-on-5. It shouldn't matter. It shouldn't matter if it's college or the W. All right. With that said, Unrivaled. Season 2 has not disappointed at all. 2 new clubs, more players. The action has been electric. And last night's semifinal games were I might there's really no action in college for me to watch tonight. I may go watch those games again. Those games were lit. Those games were lit. I hate I wasn't there. All right. But let me just get into the action. Vinyl um fell short against Phantom, 83-75. Man, that game was back and forth. Ryan Howard, shout out to Ryan Howard, 16 points, 3 rebounds, 3 blocks. Mama D, Derek Hamby, 30 points, 9 rebounds, 2 blocks. E Will, 13 points, 4 boards, 3 assists. Sweet baby Ray, you know what I'm saying? 12 points, 9 rebounds, 7 assists, 1 steal, 1 block. I think I saw her serving some popcorn um in the concession too. But it wasn't enough. It wasn't enough. As hard as they played, it wasn't enough. Kelsey Plum. Kelsey Plum, first year in this thing, she was like, yo, let me show y'all what y'all didn't get to see last year. 31 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists. Tiffany Hayes. Tiffany Hayes, to me, even though Kelsey Plum is going to do Kelsey Plum things, to me, Tip was a real catalyst because there was a lot of key buckets when the Vinyl were trying to, stay in the game and inch back on Tip. Tip came through with some key buckets, 19 points, 5 rebounds. And what can I say about Kiki Area Fan? I can't wait to see how she takes what she's done in Unrivaled this season and go into year 2 in the W. If we have a season, okay, got to put an asterisk by that. If we have a season, all right. Now, Kiki Area Fan, 17 points, 11 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. The girl was on fire. She was on fire like Alicia Keys. And then Cloud9, Tasha Cloud, 14 points. like I say, the game was electric. Season 2 hasn't disappointed. I can actually say now season 1 was lit. Season 1 was electric. I was down there. But season 2, they stepped it up. They stepped it up with the play. All right. Now, let's get to this game right here. Breeze versus Miss. Now, coming into the season, after the first week of ball, my picks to win this thing was Phantom, Mist, Breeze, and Rose. Those were my picks. And on the outside, I had Vinyl. I had Vinyl. Based on they had pretty much the core coming back. So, and I felt Ryan was gonna be hungry because Ryan was hungry last night. She was hungry. But again, Mist. What can I say? Mist did not take the lead until the fourth quarter. Breeze kept them at bay all game. Now, what worked in the Mist favor was the second quarter. The second quarter, the Mist outscored I think Breeze 28-10. So that was really the catalyst for the Mist being able to, you know, inch worm up and then take their lead in the fourth quarter. But let me start with the stats with Breeze. Paige Beckers, 17-10. Rakia Jackson, 17 points, 8 rebounds, 2 blocks. Dominique Malonga, 18 points, 14 boards, 2 blocks. Cameron Brink, 11 points, 4 rebounds, 4 blocks. Yo, it was a block party going on last night in that game. But it wasn't enough. Stewie, Stewie was on one. After that first quarter, Stewie got to work. Stewie, 23 points, 8 boards, 5 assists, 2 steals, 4 blocks. Enrique, that was the X factor in this game. Yeah, Stewie did her thing, but when it seems like the miss, we was gonna count the missed out. Enrique was coming in with some crazy 3-point baskets. I'm talking about some of them baskets. She was like the her body going one way, the ball. Yo, she was on one last night. Enrique, 21 points. Alicia Gray, not the greatest shooter night, but still she affected the game in other ways, like she does. Defense, came through 12 points, 3 assists, and Elena Smith. Elena Smith gets it done, get the hard work done. 11 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals. Yo, what can I say about what I saw last night? Yo, if you're not up on Unrivaled and you want to get a clear picture of Unrivaled as a sport, as a avenue of women's basketball, go watch what happened last night. Go watch the 2 semifinal games and tell me and tell look, when you watch these 2 semifinal games, you're gonna be hooked. You're gonna be hooked. And if you're not hooked after watching these 2 semifinal games, you need your brain examined. All right. But yo, that comeback by the Miss, that was like one of the greatest female basketball comebacks. That was like it was almost like last year when Pittsburgh came back to beat SMU after being down 32 points. It was like that. It was like that. All right. Now I'm gonna close by giving a shout out to the South Alabama Lady Jaguars. Right now, the Lady Jags is on a lick back tour. They getting their lick back on losses they done got. I think this is like they on a 5-game win streak. They getting their lick back. Um, like I say, they took care of Troy to close the season out. Game 1, they took care of App State. All right. And South pretty much took control of the game pretty much the whole game. They was not letting App State get anything going. They was not. They was not. I South Alabama 68, App State 57. Shout out to Coach Yo and the ladies at South Alabama. Yeah, everyone watches Jaguar sports. I did. Um, couldn't be there in attendance. I'm gonna try to get over there tomorrow. Um, Ladies, win tomorrow, please, whether I'm there or not, because if I will be there Thursday if y'all win. So please, okay, please win, please win. Let me see who y'all got. I forgot who y'all got. Oh yeah, y'all got lick back to it. Y'all got to get Coastal Carolina back. That was a game y'all should have won. Yeah, so get Coastal Carolina back so I can be in attendance. Cause if y'all win against Coastal Carolina, then Texas State. All right. But let me get into it. I got to give a shout out to Daniela Gonzalez, aka Downtown Danny. 17 points, 3 rebounds, 3 assists on 4-6 from behind the arc. Shout out to Downtown Danny. T.O. Tamara Ortiz, 11 points, 2 rebounds, six assists, 2 steals. Crystal Narcisse chipped in, 6 points, 5 rebounds, 2 steals, 1 block. All right, Amaya Sutton didn't have the greatest shooting night, 9 points. But yo, that's good. Now that's gonna work in their favor tomorrow because yo, Amaya don't have 2 games in a row like that. She don't. She don't. So Coastal Carolina, get ready. All right. It might be an air raid tomorrow. It might be an air raid. Um Diana Carter Hartley, 4 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 steal. And Cordeja Harris. You cannot keep this girl off of the glass. I don't care what you do. You can lock her in a box. She's still gonna get that rebound. 15 points, 15 rebounds, 2 steals, 2 blocks. Shout out to Luke doing a thing. All right. Now, this is the keys to the game. All right. South won on the field goal percentage battle, shooting 40%. They outshot App State from three, shooting 41%. They out rebounded 41 to 31. All right. And they won the turnover battle. I've been saying this all year. Turnovers got to come down. Um, and they won the turnover battle, 13 turnovers to App State 17. And that was the first thing that I noticed after the first quarter. I think App State had like 6 turnovers to South's 1 or 2, something like that. And I said if they keep these turnovers down, it is no doubt they're gonna win this game. Proof positive. Congratulations again to Coach Yo and the ladies at South Alabama, my school. All right, all right. So tune in tomorrow. I'm gonna give a another recap of day 2 of the Sun Belt tournament, and also, give a preview of the Unrivaled Championship. All right. So that's all I got for today. Swish swag again on all platforms. Streaming now. Video coming real soon. Video coming real soon. All right. So y'all be easy out there and be safe.